Have you ever wondered how one young man changed the world before the age of 33? How did he defeat powerful armies again and again without losing a single major battle? Why do historians still call him one of the greatest generals in history? Today, we will discover the incredible story of Alexander the Great. Let's begin his unforgettable journey. More than 2,000 years ago, the world looked very different from today. Many kingdoms fought for power, land, and wealth. Strong rulers dreamed of building the biggest empire in history. Among all these leaders, one young king stood above everyone else. His name was Alexander the Great. Alexander was born in 356 BC in the ancient kingdom of Macedonia. His father was King Philip II, a brilliant military commander. His mother was Queen Olympias, a woman with a strong personality. She believed her son was chosen for greatness. From the day he was born, people expected something extraordinary from him. As a child, Alexander was curious and fearless. He loved listening to stories about heroes and great warriors. He wanted to become someone people would remember forever. Unlike many children, he enjoyed learning difficult subjects. His dreams were much bigger than his age. King Philip wanted his son to become the perfect future king. So he gave Alexander the best education possible. He hired the famous philosopher Aristotle as his teacher. Aristotle taught him science, history, literature, and philosophy. These lessons helped shape Alexander's brilliant mind. Alexander was not only intelligent but also physically strong. Every day he trained with swords, spears, and horses. He learned how to lead soldiers with confidence. He also practiced discipline and self-control. His training prepared him for the challenges ahead. One famous story from Alexander's childhood is known around the world. A wild horse named Bucephalus frightened everyone. Many experienced riders failed to control the horse. People believed it was impossible to tame him. No one wanted to try again. Young Alexander watched the horse carefully for several minutes. He noticed the horse was afraid of its own shadow. Instead of forcing the animal, he turned it toward the sun. Slowly, the horse became calm and trusted him. Then Alexander climbed onto its back and rode away. The crowd could hardly believe what they had seen. King Philip was filled with pride and happiness. He hugged his son and smiled proudly. Then he said something history would never forget. "My son, Macedonia is too small for you. Find a greater kingdom." Those words stayed in Alexander's heart forever. He believed he was born to achieve something impossible. He did not want to rule only one country. He dreamed of conquering lands far beyond the horizon. His ambition grew stronger every single day. When Alexander was only 16 years old, his father left to fight in a military campaign. During that time, Alexander became the ruler of Macedonia. Many people doubted such a young leader. However, he quickly proved his intelligence and courage. He successfully controlled the kingdom without fear. Soon after, a nearby tribe started a rebellion. Alexander gathered his soldiers without hesitation. He marched toward the rebels with confidence. After a short but fierce battle, he defeated them completely. People finally realized that the young prince was a true leader. At the age of 18, Alexander fought beside his father in an important battle. The battle was called Kyrenia. Alexander led the cavalry with great bravery. His attack helped win a famous victory for Macedonia. His reputation continued to grow across Greece. But life suddenly changed in a shocking way. In 336 BC, King Philip II was assassinated. The entire kingdom was filled with fear and uncertainty. Alexander was only 20 years old. Now he had become the new king of Macedonia. Many enemies believed the young king would be weak. Several Greek cities tried to break away from his rule. Some leaders thought they could defeat him easily. They believed Alexander had little experience. They were about to make a terrible mistake. Alexander acted quickly and without fear. He gathered his army and marched across Greece. One by one, the rebellious cities surrendered. His speed surprised both friends and enemies. Peace returned under his strong leadership. Soon, Alexander stood before his powerful army. He looked toward the east, where the mighty Persian Empire waited. It was the largest empire in the world at that time. Most people believed nobody could defeat Persia. Alexander believed otherwise. He was young, determined, and full of confidence. His soldiers trusted him completely. Together, they prepared for a journey that would change history forever. The greatest adventure of Alexander's life was about to begin. And the world would never be the same again. Alexander knew that if he wanted to build a great empire, he had to defeat Persia. The Persian Empire was the strongest kingdom in the world. Its ruler was King Darius III, a powerful and wealthy king. Many people believed Persia could never be defeated. Alexander believed courage was stronger than fear. In 334 BC, Alexander crossed the Hellespont with about 40,000 soldiers. He left Europe and entered Asia for the first time. His army was smaller than the Persian army. But his soldiers were highly trained and loyal. They trusted their young king with all their hearts. Before the first battle, Alexander encouraged his men with inspiring words. He reminded them that they were fighting for honor and glory. He promised to lead from the front instead of hiding behind others. His courage gave every soldier confidence. The army was ready for battle. The first great battle took place at the Granicus River. Persian soldiers waited on the opposite side of the river. Crossing the river during battle was extremely dangerous. Many generals advised Alexander to wait until morning. But Alexander refused to delay the attack. Without fear, he rode his horse straight into the river. His soldiers immediately followed their king. The fighting was fierce and lasted for many hours. Alexander came very close to losing his life. A loyal friend saved him just in time. Finally, the Persian army was defeated. Alexander had won his first major victory in Asia. Many Greek cities welcomed him as a liberator. His confidence grew even stronger after this success. His journey had only just begun. After the victory, Alexander treated many captured people with kindness. He respected local traditions and religions. Instead of destroying every city, he often protected them. This earned him the respect of many people. More cities opened their gates without fighting. King Darius III was shocked by Alexander's success. He gathered a much larger army for another battle. He believed overwhelming numbers would guarantee victory. His soldiers came from many different regions. The world watched as both armies prepared again. The two armies met at the Battle of Issus in 333 BC. Although Darius had more soldiers, the battlefield was narrow. This prevented the Persian army from using its full strength. Alexander carefully studied the land before attacking. His strategy was simple but brilliant. Alexander led his famous companion cavalry toward the enemy's center. He attacked with incredible speed and determination. The Persian lines began to break apart. Fear spread quickly among Darius's soldiers. The battle soon turned against Persia. Then something unexpected happened. King Darius became frightened during the battle. He turned his chariot around and escaped. When their king fled, many Persian soldiers also ran away. Alexander had won another unforgettable victory. After the battle, Alexander captured Darius's royal camp. He found great treasures, beautiful tents, and expensive clothing. More importantly, he found Darius's family. The king's mother, wife, and daughters became his prisoners. Everyone wondered how Alexander would treat them. Instead of taking revenge, Alexander showed kindness and respect. He ordered his soldiers not to harm the royal family. He treated them like honored guests instead of enemies. This surprised both his friends and his enemies. His reputation continued to grow. Alexander continued marching south toward the Mediterranean Sea. Most cities surrendered without resistance. However, one city refused to give up. Its name was Tyre. The people were determined to defend their home. Tyre was built on an island surrounded by the sea. Its strong walls made it almost impossible to attack. Many believed no army could capture it. Alexander refused to accept defeat. He searched for another solution. His engineers built a huge stone bridge across the sea. It was one of the greatest engineering projects of ancient times. The work took several months to complete. Persian defenders attacked again and again. Still, Alexander's men never gave up. When the bridge was finally finished, Alexander launched his attack. His soldiers climbed the walls with great courage. After fierce fighting, the city was captured. The impossible had become possible once again. Alexander's determination amazed the ancient world. Next, Alexander entered Egypt without facing much resistance. The Egyptian people welcomed him as a hero. They believed he had freed them from Persian rule. Instead of fighting, they celebrated his arrival. Alexander was treated like a respected leader. During his time in Egypt, Alexander founded a new city. He named it Alexandria after himself. The city later became one of the greatest centers of learning and trade. People from many cultures lived there together. Its influence lasted for centuries. But Alexander's greatest challenge was still ahead. King Darius gathered another enormous army. This final battle would decide the future of the world. Only one ruler could become master of Asia. The stage was set for history's most famous battle. Alexander looked across the battlefield with complete confidence. His soldiers stood ready beside him. They knew the next victory could change history forever. Ahead of them waited the mighty Persian Empire. The decisive Battle of Gaugamela was about to begin. The final battle between Alexander and King Darius took place in 331 BC. It happened on the wide plains of Gaugamela. Darius had gathered one of the largest armies in ancient history. He believed this battle would end Alexander's dream forever. The fate of two great empires depended on this moment. The Persian army was much larger than Alexander's force. It included war elephants, chariots, cavalry, and thousands of soldiers. Many of Alexander's men felt nervous before the battle. They knew the enemy greatly outnumbered them. But they trusted their king without question. The night before the battle, Alexander stayed calm. He rested while his officers made final preparations. Some generals suggested a surprise attack during the night. Alexander refused because he wanted an honest victory. He said, "I will not steal my victory." When the sun rose, both armies stood ready. Alexander carefully studied the battlefield. He noticed a weak point in the Persian formation. Instead of attacking everywhere, he focused on one area. His strategy would decide the battle. Leading from the front, Alexander charged with his cavalry. His soldiers followed with incredible courage. They broke through the Persian lines with great speed. The battlefield quickly filled with dust and confusion. The Persian army began to lose control. King Darius saw Alexander moving toward him. Fear filled his heart once again. He turned his chariot and escaped the battlefield. Without their king, the Persian soldiers lost hope. The mighty Persian Empire had fallen. After this victory, Alexander entered the great city of Babylon. The people welcomed him with celebration and respect. Soon he also captured Susa and Persepolis. Persepolis was the magnificent capital of Persia. Its enormous treasures amazed everyone. Alexander became the ruler of the largest empire in the world. His land stretched across 3 continents. He had achieved what no king before him had done. Many believed his journey was complete. But Alexander still wanted to explore farther east. He continued his campaign through mountains, deserts, and forests. Every new land brought different languages and cultures. Alexander encouraged friendship between different peoples. He respected many local customs and traditions. His empire became a meeting place for many civilizations. In 326 BC, Alexander reached the borders of India. There he faced another brave ruler named King Porus. Porus was known for his courage and wisdom. He also had a powerful army with huge war elephants. Alexander knew this battle would be difficult. The two armies met at the Battle of the Hydaspes River. Heavy rain had made the river dangerous to cross. Alexander secretly moved his army during the night. He surprised King Porus with an unexpected attack. Once again, his clever strategy made the difference. The battle was long and extremely fierce. The war elephants frightened many Macedonian soldiers. Both sides fought with great bravery. In the end, Alexander's army won the battle. It became one of his hardest victories. After the battle, King Porus was brought before Alexander. Alexander asked him one simple question. "How should I treat you?" he said. Porus answered, "Treat me like a king." His brave reply impressed Alexander deeply. Instead of punishing Porus, Alexander showed him great respect. He allowed Porus to remain king of his land. The two rulers became allies instead of enemies. Alexander believed courage deserved respect. This decision made him even more admired. By now, Alexander's soldiers had marched for many years. They were tired and wanted to return home. Many had not seen their families for a long time. Although Alexander wished to continue, he listened to his army. Together, they began the long journey back. The return journey was filled with hardship. The army crossed hot deserts and difficult mountains. Many soldiers became sick or exhausted. Food and water were often difficult to find. Even the greatest victories came with a heavy price. In 323 BC, Alexander returned to Babylon. He was only 32 years old. Soon after, he became seriously ill. For several days, his condition grew worse. No one knew exactly what had happened. Some historians believe he died from disease. Others think poison may have been involved. The true cause of his death remains a mystery. Alexander died on June 10 or 11, 323 BC. His sudden death shocked the entire ancient world. After Alexander's death, his empire had no clear successor. His generals fought each other for control. Slowly, the great empire was divided into smaller kingdoms. Yet Alexander's influence never disappeared. His name continued to inspire future generations. Alexander had never lost a major battle. He founded more than 20 cities, many named Alexandria. His victories spread Greek culture across Asia and Africa. Ideas, science, language, and trade traveled farther than ever before. His achievements changed history forever. Even today, people continue to study his life. Some admire his brilliant military strategies. Others remember his courage and determination. Many historians still call him one of the greatest generals in history. His legend lives on after more than 2,000 years. So, what do you think? Was Alexander the Great truly the greatest general in history? Or do you believe another leader deserves that title? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear your opinion. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, subscribe to English Orbit, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next English learning story. Thank you for watching, keep practicing your English every day, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.